Jules fail.
I just did a quick little peek. Just thought it might be interesting. Had a peek through the bracket, and assuming that I haven't missed anything, I think Wisp has only dropped a total of 2 games.
Oh my lord.
The 2 games that put them into losers bracket was a 2-0, and everything else has been completely dominant. So we'll see whether or not Wisp can keep that streak up right now against Brunch, because that is a good record.
Oh wow. I mean, who did Wisp lose to?
Cobra, I believe, if I thought.
Okay, I mean, Cobra's a pretty strong player.
Yeah, it's a reasonable loss.
Yeah, it is a pretty solid loss. And speaking of solid, Wisp edgeguarding has been quite solid, able to rack up a lot of damage already onto Brunch. But Brunch sneaking back on stage, starts up the Syl Blender, and Wisp isn't ready for it, it seems.
Yeah, hasn't been the possibility there so far. Wisp, though, keeping that pressure up on the side of the stage. But this is where we've really seen Brunch get punished so far. We've seen Brunch quite a bit on this stream. They've managed to make it into a lot of these stream sets so far. And it's really been just that overarching on the side of the stage, getting into a lot of trouble there.
All right, and Wisp going to be able to set up the no fun zone. You know, once you do find your footing, find your momentum, right? Clairen going to be able to use that down B to really just dictate the pace of the match. Like, if it was moving a little too fast for your favorite, it can slow it down really, really quickly. But that down strong charge from Brunch going to be able to take you off the side of the blast zones quite quickly as well.
You could set up barely missing that tipper there from Wisp, and the other tipper on the up B. That's super unfortunate, just barely missed spacing there from Wisp, and now we're going to give Brunch the opportunity to try and get some damage round back again. Once again, Wisp just can't find that kill setup. You were talking about how Brunch likes to set up these opportunities. A lot of dash attacks still being used out of Brunch. We'll see whether or not Wisp can make that adaptation and start punishing that great tech there to keep it alive. Double tipper on the fair just for style points, and that is going to be picked up.
Speaking of style points, going to be able to get that edge cancel mask taken off for Clairen here. Wisp pretty, like, honestly, I know that it's not done in bad nature or anything like that. It's just, it's always fun to me to see the Clarens go for the edge cancel taunts.
Tactical BM.
Tactical BM. Yeah, it's optimal. It's optimal.
Yeah, no, it was actually pretty sick, honestly. It's difficult to really get that to work, right? You know, you gotta input your slide, you gotta keep the slide motion going, and taunt like very, very quick afterwards. So we'll see whether or not that's gonna be something that can give Wisp a little bit of the extra boost that you need, maybe. As right now, it's gonna be all Brunch so far, picking up that second stock.
Yeah, Brunch honestly has had his foot on the gas and has not taken it off, just boosting straight into the driver's seat right now, just fully in control. The moment that Wisp lets up at all, Brunch is already there, ready to just put Wisp straight through the Syl Blender.
Yeah, it's re-blended up right there. There's that big plasma sword to try and cut some holes in through the plate from Brunch so far, and we'll see whether or not that's going to be a continued thing. Right now, golden percent right now for Wisp, trying to find an opening through, having a really hard time just finding any way to connect with this Sylvanos right now.
And double down tilt going to be able to put Brunch into a rough position here as Wisp just trying his best to regain stage control, to regain momentum, to regain some semblance of control.
Little tag there. Wisp keeping the pressure up as high as possible right now. Good little run back. It's very high in percent between these both, though. We're sitting 20% separated. Good chase there from Brunch. Chasing very high right now. The continued batting out. Little down blocking from the seed. It's getting kind of risky, though, as Brunch starting to jump up. Wisp is getting caught floating down very unsafely. A lot of those times, nothing to cover it off, though. It's hard for Clairen to land. And Sylvanos right now, back air from a distance, going to pick it off, and Brunch is going to take game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the recovery, one of the biggest things about your recovery isn't just the options that you're taking, but it's the timing. And Brunch has caught on to that timing because Wisp hasn't really been mixing it up too much and going to be able to nab it straight with a tipper back air. One of the hardest call outs on someone's recovery timing if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, it's difficult to try and get that tag through, you know, it's a small move. It's super high knockback though, so if you can make it work, obviously you've only got those 3 angles to work with on that super tiny hitbox, but you get that sweet spot, it can be deadly, as Brunch is showing us so far.
Yeah, and Brunch looking to show us something new on the Treetop Lodge. Hey, this is Wisp counter pick, but I think Brunch honestly doesn't do too particularly badly on this stage, which is surprising because I don't think Sylv as a character should be benefiting from the stage too much because, you know, like I said earlier, right? Sylv has that blind spot at that 45-degree angle that we saw Kusi really make use of earlier.
Ooh, and making use of that setup right there, the neutral B set up into the up strong tipper. That's going to give Wisp the lead in the early starts of this set. They're barely missed out on that back here, though. We'll see whether or not Brunch can start to bring this one back, though. Is Wisp taking control of the center stage again and now starting to bat this Sylvanos off stage. There's no air dodge. I don't believe there's a double jump either. Push him down into the ground. Look at this punish from Wisp.
Oh, my lord.
Down air coming out. And that is a very clean stock picked up.
Yeah, it's a single edge guard into an immediate kill, and Wisp gone from from a 1-stock lead to a 2-stock lead. And while, you know, Brunch isn't too uncomfortable on this stage, Wisp genuinely seems so ridiculously strong here. Knows exactly what to do and what spacing you need in order to survive, but Brunch is going to make the adjustments necessary.
Going to pick up that first stock as well, but the thing is that you're already down at that advantage 55% put onto your final stock right now. Wisp with an extra one in the pocket, a fresh one active. 27% is all that Brunch has been able to found so far. Look at this patience from Wisp. Just constantly, let's just wave dash back, get another hit in. Wave dash back, get another hit in. Just tag on that percentage and look at the style points coming out right now. The reads, again, just following Brunch left and right. Now I'm starting to feel like Brunch, you need to make some changes. Wisp has your number.
Yeah, and Wisp, honestly, right now, with that side B, going to be able to take it at a clean 6 minutes. Only 2 minutes of the match had passed, and this is a very different game from what we saw in Game 1.
Yeah. It's very, very different. I'm interested to see if Brunch can make the necessary changes to keep this one running. Whether or not this is going to be all Wisp from here on out, because it really looked to me like Wisp has made the changes, has made the adaptations to really make this one work, and has started to really get out of a lot of those opening options. We've said before, Brunch, you're opening up with dash attack a lot, it's getting very predictable, and Wisp is starting to call that stuff out. We'll see whether or not that's going to be a continued issue.
Yeah, and one thing that I want to note, right, is that Wisp won the intermediate bracket at Heatwave. Now, while intermediate bracket might not necessarily be something that many people take all that seriously, it is a huge testament to a player's stamina. Because Wisp, when you're playing at an offline major, right, you're playing through so many sets, back to back to back, offline, and Wisp took it in grands against Syzygy, another Syl player. So not only is it, you know, a testament to how much stamina Wisp has when it comes to these kinds of brackets, but Wisp can do it against a character as, you know, mentally taxing as Syl.
Yeah, can we just all take a moment to realize that not only Wisp has been able to pull that one off, and a good pickup there from Brunch to grab that kill, and another one traded back from Wisp potentially starting to get set up for it. Brunch is still staying alive at the moment, but not only that, but Anti remembers all this somehow.
Who was there?
I know you were there, but still, I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Like, it's a crazy amount of detail to be able to, being the Rivals historian that you are, but that is 2 stocks picked up now, and everything has gone back to feeling like it's Brunch's time. Yeah, I mean, Brunch time, that's what I should have said. Damn.
Yeah, it feels bad, but you know, either way, Wisp going to be maybe a little bit too full for Brunch here, as Brunch is going to be able to sneak back on stage. Beautiful Waveland, and back to the Syl Blender we go, looking for a 3-stock in response to the 2-stock. Not going to be able to get it, but is going to be getting another edge cancel mask off moment from Clairen here, as Wisp looking to finally start playing the game 2 stocks down.
Yeah, it's didn't look good for Brunch last time. We'll see if Wisp can start to, you know, change that point of history right now. It's not looking good right now. Brunch chasing the top of the screen, picks that up, and that is 2-1 in favor of Brunch at the moment.
All right, and just like that, Wisp going down another game, but you know, Brunch bringing us to, Wisp was going to be bringing, oh my lord, let me reconvene. Wisp is going to be bringing us over to Merchant Port. Now, we've seen Wisp do incredibly well on his counter picks, and Brunch do incredibly well on his own, so only time will tell what we have in store for us here. Hopefully, we'll be able to see it go to a Game 5. I've loved these sets so far.
very good so far, like you say. We'll see whether or not that can continue to be the case as Brunch keeping that pressure up, trying to find a way through. I'm interested to see whether or not those two games were just kind of like fluky. Okay, we win by 2 stocks, you know, stuff happened, or whether or not that's actually that fast of adaptation coming back between these two players. Because obviously,
Yes.
half those games sometimes, where just suddenly it's like, oh yeah, everything's feeling great, everything worked out, I didn't miss space anything, whatever it might be. We'll see whether or not it's going to be a continuing trend right now, or whether things are just leaning in the favor of Brunch right now as we go into game number 4 and potentially tournament life for Wisp.
Yeah, potentially tournament life with, you know, back against the wall. That's when you really start to see someone's true colors come out, when they're in those high stress situations. And Brunch going to be putting more and more stress onto Wisp here, right? You know, with a full stock down, with your tourney's life on the line. We got a down strong to send Brunch off the top. Not going to be able to do it just yet, though.
Very good DI there from Brunch to try and stay alive at the ledge of the stage, and now does manage to dance his way back on. Good parry there from Wisp, and taking no time at all there. Grabs that mask off as well. Well played there from Wisp. That's got to be style point or something like that. Gives you some extra % back or whatever it might be, but Brunch is creating this edge guard situation once again, trying to make it difficult for Wisp to get back to stage. Look at this pressure. 58% found already.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if Wisp is going to come back here, maybe you might need like a little bit of extra help, like a Persona or something like that from taking the mask off. But Brunch, on the other hand, still super happy to rack up this damage at 108%. Wisp is struggling to find their footing.
God, yeah. Taking that mask off, it seems like it hurts for the first couple of minutes. I don't know, I haven't really asked, but yeah, no, it's if that's gonna be the power evolution that Wisp can get from taking that thing off, then maybe that's what you need. It's not looking that favorable right now. 155 sitting on that Clairen for the moment. 7% is really, or 11% now is all that's been able to really be picked up against Brunch right now. He's trying to consistently make this recovery as hard as possible for Wisp. And I keep throwing these moves out at the edges. 171 at Wisp right now. It doesn't really look like Brunch has any like planned ways to take this stock, just throwing out some back airs until it works. It seems to be the only thing on deck at the moment for Brunch, and we'll see whether or not Wisp can calculate that and just be like, hey,
hold on,
I'm gonna pressure, I'm gonna punish. Look at this down air setup, 73% found, and it keeps coming through from Wisp.
Yeah, and you know, one of the disadvantages that Sylv has is if you ever have to burrow and you don't have grass on stage, it's going to be tough to come back, but it's also going to be incredibly tough to come back for Wisp here, as Brunch with that pinpoint back air going to be able to go up another stock, 97% on this Sylvanos, but still a full stock up as Wisp is taking hit after hit after hit.
And non-stop, endless, continuing to keep that pressure up right now, Wisp. So trying to find some damage going back the other way. 131, 141, up with the up B. Can't find that kill setup though. And now it's going to be an opportunity for Brunch to start to trade back. Overcommitment from Wisp is trading back a lot of percentage. That's really not what you need right now when you're sitting on your potential final stock of the tournament.
Yeah, potential final stock of the tournament back against the wall. 101% on the Clairen. Waveland onto stage. Down tilt is the way how you get yourself back into this. Momentum on board, going to be able to counter that seed. And Wisp is trying to show us something new, trying to show us that this isn't over just yet.
Good play there from Wisp to grab that stock, but it's such a big recovery. You know, you're saying it's not over. Great tech though. Wisp staying as active as possible. There's nothing too much you can do about that up B. Is going to be taking it down. That's going to be kill picked up, set picked up for Brunch. Now we're going to be moving on.
Oh my lord, and just like that, Brunch going to be able to take it with a dominating last game, but oh baby. And here we are. I believe that this is going to be the last of our set.